There is a theory in psychology that we all have three lives. One, which is a public or performative life, where we show the world who we want to be. Second, we have a private life, which we share with our friends and family. And then we have a secret life. For most of us, that secret life is harmless and maybe it's just a weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. We don't tell anyone about it. But for some people, that third life is absolute nightmare for others. And today we are going to talk about a couple who perfected the art of the double life and did disgusting crime with children. There are some stories that don't begin with violence, they begin with trust. Chitrakoot, a small quiet part of Uttar Pradesh, there lived a couple, Ram Bhavan, 50 years old, and his wife Durgavati, 47 years old, in a small rented house. From outside, they seemed like a regular normal couples trying to live a quiet life. Ram Bhavan worked as a junior engineer in the irrigation department, which is a government job, and let me tell you, government jobs in India are considered highly respectable and prestigious. According to the reports, couple had no children of their own, and this particular detail seemed to have become a big part in their image that was carried in the neighborhood. People sympathized with the couple or often felt pity for them, but the couple allegedly used that sadness to appear harmless that made the people to trust them and lower the guard around them, and this is how people who understand manipulation gain access to the peoples around them. According to the report, children from the poor families were drawn in with gifts, food, video games, and smartphones. Some of the children were as young as 3 years old. On investigating inside the house, investigators found two specially prepared rooms fitted with video recorders, high tech cameras, and lights, and that changes the whole story completely. This wasn't an impulsive violence, rather, a strategically arranged setup, and where the disgusting acts were repeated over and over again for the past 10 years. The couple produced roughly around 200,000 recordings of child sexual abuse, and they sold this material to the dark web, the hidden layer of internet where the worst humanity finds a marketplace. Their clients were spread across 47 countries. The court found 33 boys were sexually assaulted by the couples. The report says that the victims ranged from 3 years to the 18 years old, and some of the children were way too young to understand what was happening. Some would have understood only a fragment, and some would have known enough that something was terribly going wrong, but they didn't have enough power to stop it. The reports also says that the genital of 12 children were mutilated during the assault. Years later, several of the victims are still suffering from psychological trauma as the couple inflicted such physical and psychological torture on the survivors that some required hospitalization for injuries to their private parts and developed squint eyes. So now the question comes, how did they get caught? Well, Interpol, the international policing organization, the world's largest police organization, picked up intelligence about the flow of CP material originating from India. The IP address was traced and then was passed to CBI, India's Central Bureau of Investigation. On October 31st, 2020, the CBI registered an FIR against Ram Bhavan and Durgavati. The allegations were child abuse and distribution of CP over the internet. When investigators investigated their house, they found the whole setup, the storage devices containing the staggering volume of recorded materials. The cash of 800,000 was seized from the house. CBI filed the charge sheet on February 10, 2021. The charges were formally framed by the trial court on 26 May 2023. The digital evidences were analyzed with precision. The medical expert report and the statements were recorded from 74 people, including 29 children. It was very clear that the both partners were equally involved in this crime, but after getting caught, the wife Durgavati initially denied all the charges in the court. She claimed that she was falsely being accused and that she never took part in abuse or in recording the abuse. But later, on the testimony of victims who confirmed that she was in the house and knew exactly what was happening and never stopped her husband. Shortly afterwards, she was also arrested. On February 20th, 2026, the special POCSO, which is Protection of Children from Sexual Offense Act, the court delivered its verdict. The trial judge called it a rarest of a rare case. Ram Bhavan and Durgavati both were sentenced to death. The court's order ran 160 pages. It directed the Uttar Pradesh government to pay 10 lakh rupees in the compensation to each of the 33 victims. It also orders the 8 lakh rupees seized from the couple's house to be distributed equally among the victims. While the financial compensation serves a form of justice, it cannot undo the horror these children went through. And this was the case about India's dark web couple. Let me know your opinion regarding this case in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video.